Lieutenant with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office is under investigation for suspicion of driving drunk. According to the Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Stephen Jones crashed his SUV into a power pole last night in Liberty Lake. It happened near the intersection of 3rd and Moulter Road. KXLY4 Sally Showman is live at the courthouse where Lieutenant Jones has worked for more than 20 years. Sally, how are coworkers reacting?
Robin, the department is surprised and disappointed at these allegations. A trooper I talked with today said cases like this give everyone in law enforcement a bad name, a black eye, he said. But according to court documents, this type of behavior is something that Jones's wife is very familiar with.
Everybody was pretty surprised.
Even hours later, you can see evidence of last night's crash. Crews spent several hours restoring power and cable to this Liberty Lake neighborhood where the Sheriff's Office says Lieutenant Steve Jones, seen here in file video, was driving drunk and crashed his white SUV into a power pole.
They could smell alcohol in his breath and his eyes were kind of watery and bloodshot.
WSP has taken on the DUI investigation to eliminate potential bias. They say Lieutenant Jones was arrested but not cited for anything. He was released from the hospital this morning pending results of a blood test.
It is typical for us not to book people that we arrest for DUIs. In fact, in Spokane County, of our arrests that we have here, probably close to 73% of the people that we arrest for DUI are cited and released, so they're not booked into jail.
It shouldn't happen to policemen. When it does, it's disappointing, but I can honestly say there were a lot of people that were surprised it was Steve.
As surprising as the news is to Lieutenant Jones' colleagues, it's likely not a shock to his wife. According to a statement filed last July as part of their divorce, she says, quote, "I believe Mr. Jones has a substantial alcohol abuse issue." She continues, "He does not come home many nights as he becomes too drunk to drive, although there are many nights where he does drive while intoxicated." In a response to that statement, Lieutenant Jones said, "I do not abuse alcohol." He says, "Mrs. Jones and I both enjoy a glass of wine or a beer after work."
It's not a good example.
For those who lost sleep in the neighborhood where the crash happened, news of who was involved is maddening.
They should realize what their position is. They shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Lieutenant Jones oversees the Sheriff's Reserve Program, Explorer Program, and school resource deputies. Because he's not on patrol, the Sheriff's Office says he likely will not lose his job. He took a sick day today because he suffered a head injury in the crash, but the Sheriff's Office says they expect him to return to work on Monday. Live at the county courthouse, Sally Showman, KXLY4 HD News.